UndergroundHipHopBlog.com exclusive.
This is UndergroundHipHopBlog.com on location in the beautiful city of Pasadena, California. We got here the most prominent group, hip-hop group out of Pasadena, California, Musically Challenged. Say hi, fellas. Now, give us a little bit of background on why and how you guys started making hip-hop.
Well, first it all started back at church at First AME here in Pasadena, California. My mother, who is was the minister of music and the choir director, we both sang in the choir, and I went on tour. We did a bunch of gigs, and we kind of started from there. We kind of just decided to do music. It was always in our blood, and I was in the studio a lot, and my brother here joined me, and it's been history. That was in 2005, and yeah, we've been doing it, going hard ever since. Getting it in.
And just to add on to that, it started, with our parents. Both our parents, they met in a group, and that's kind of how we were conceived. I've been doing it since basically 4 years old. I would say professionally, he kicked it off. I was actually on the business side. Music has always been in me, and I used to rap and freestyle during school and messing with the other rappers, but I was playing basketball. I never took it too serious. So we were in the studio one day, and he was working on a project, and I was kind of on the business side, and they were like, you know what, we don't like this rapper. He's too whatever they didn't like. So they're like, you want to try some? I'm like, well, I'll play around with it, but yeah, I'll try it. Got on the track, spit about a 16. They liked it. We did some more, and then that kind of turned into a mixtape, and it got some buzz, and we decided, you know what, let's make this happen. It's a truthful sound. We're brothers, so we hold each other accountable for what we say. And it kind of just came into Musically Challenged today, and it's just a challenge of making good music and staying musical and making it, make sure music it was first, image and everything is cool, but music is the main point. And that's why we're here.
Now, with the group name Musically Challenged, is that basically the definition of you guys' group?
Yeah, basically it's the definition of the group. It's not what you're used to, Musically Challenged. Everybody's like, oh, why you guys name yourself Musically Challenged? Well, we're challenged, musically. There's a few different things. A lot of times when they do like hip-hop and R&B together, rapping and a singer usually doesn't work as a group. You'll collaborate with someone that sings and someone that raps, but as an actual group, it usually doesn't work. And as brothers, they're like, oh, well, that's a gimmick, and we've seen this before. It just doesn't go well. So, and pushing positivity and bringing real hip-hop back was kind of like a challenge for us. So I figure let's take that Musically Challenged, and yeah, it is does sound like a negative, and let that be the challenge to make it positive. Like when they hear Musically Challenged, now they have a new perception of it, which will hopefully be us.
I know a lot of groups and MCs that are always looking for a vocalist. Yeah, I need to look for so-and-so. I need them to drop a quick hook because we need a vocalist to, add a little spice to the album or the EP or, whatever you guys are pushing. But how do you guys feel on having an in-house vocalist?
Man, it's great. I can hum stuff. I'm not a good singer like my professional brother here. It's perfect. I mean, when I need something, I want to get that sound, I can just, knock on his door down the room and say, hey, I got this melody. Let's try it. You sing better than me. I can hum it to you, but, let's take it to the next level. And it's easy. It's just like Kobe getting Dwight Howard. It just fits and it works and it helps the tandem,
Well, shit, for me, being the singer, it all really just started with doing hooks and, hopping on other people's songs, and that kind of turned into a want for more and to be able to get on a verse at the same time with the rapping. So like it just kind of makes my job easier as a singer, just to kind of be able to take a little bit of a back seat and not have to write every lyric or, sing every verse. I get to kind of chill and pay attention to the song and get to see somebody else do their thing on the song with myself. So I enjoy it.
I had a privilege and an honor to listen to you guys' brand new album. And, it's not the usual cliche hip-hop where, talking about women, talking about drugs, money, and, try to cater to the dumbed-down era.
For us, especially with our music, we try to live by what we speak. We always say, live for something or fall for anything. Like it's really what you do with what you say. So for us to be doing music, we feel like we gotta say something that people are gonna listen to, versus just talking about bitches and hoes and drugs and guns and all that kind of stuff. We not living that. So what's the point? Anybody gonna take us seriously? You see two skinny light-skinned dudes talking about shooting people. Ain't nobody gonna believe that. So we just talk about what we know and what we're brought up to believe. Yeah.
And I add on to that. I just feel like and my main thing is like it's a time and place for everything. I don't hate on none of those type of artists. You know, there's a time and place for it. So in the club, if I'm chilling, yeah, I love to hear, you know, the Tigers and the Futures and things like that. But also, you know, when I'm chilling and I'm in the car going to work, getting ready for the day, and I'm meditating, I want to hear Little Brother. You know, I want to hear Foreign Exchange. I want to hear Most Def. I want to hear people that are talking about things that'll get me through the rough times. And as they say, you know, music changes about every 10 years. So I feel like, you know, it's just about time. You know, people like a Common, you know, they're getting well respected for the consistency that they've held up. And we know it's going to be a rough road, so we just want to stay consistent and let our actions and our words speak for ourselves. So when they look back and say, you know what, Musically Challenged, they are this lane. They are the epitome of what they're saying, and we can respect them for not changing and basically conforming to the industry. We want to make them come to us. So I just feel like, you know, it's a gift and a curse at the same time. You know, it's a burden that you got to carry, but at the same time, the reward will be great, you know.
Even though you guys are brothers, is the professionalism and the sense of urgency still there between you guys in the studio? You know, compared to working with like a complete stranger or working with a homie that raps or freestyles or sings apparently. Do you guys hold each other accountable?
Most definitely, we have to, just because we are brothers, and we can say that to each other. We can say like, man, that verse was whack, or you know, maybe you should do it like this. Like not to talk down to each other. We both understand that it's not about, you know, getting on somebody for the sake of getting on somebody. It's about the sake of the music and the quality of music. So yeah, when we're in the studio, yeah, we take it seriously to the point where we make sure we get it done right, and that's mainly what it's about, getting it done right and making sure it sound good. Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like the urgency is there. And like I said, working with, I kind of take this from Talib Kweli. He kind of was saying the same thing that I feel. Like, you know, I can't really get in the studio with someone that I don't feel that I can be cool with. You know, if we're not on the same vibe, I mean, it's nothing against you or vice versa. It's just the fact that we're not on the same vibe. And I feel like we keep each other, you know, sane and also hungry, because I can talk to him any way I want pretty much. You know, I'm his brother. We've had our fights growing up, so, you know, I can tell him what I need to tell him. Like, bro, you know, we got to get this done now type deal. And working with other people is cool, and there is like a urgency there, but I think it's more urgency with us because we want it so bad, you know. And like I said, we're free to say however we want to say things to each other, so that makes it the most real.
You know, so I'm sure you guys agree with me. Power is in numbers, you know, especially being brothers and all. Once again, this is undergroundhiphopblog.com, world famous. We got Musically Challenged here from the beautiful city of Pasadena, California, representing. What's your guys' definition of a hater?
Good question. Hater would be somebody who basically wants to be where you are but doesn't know how to get to where you are. They're trying to do anything they can, by whether that's breaking you down or sabotaging your plans or anything they can do to get in your position, to, you know, fill your shoes without you having to be there. So
basically around the same thing, but a hater to me is just someone who really likes you. They really like the stuff that you're doing, but for whatever reason, you're in their way, you know. So they're gonna hate on you. I mean, we've heard it all. I'm pretty sure we're blocking a few people's lane, and it's just the same thing. Like, we're so honest in our music that people that are not honest in their music, unfortunately, is going to kill what they're doing. It's not our fault. I'm sorry. It's not our fault. It's the fact that, you know, we got to be true. So they hate because, I mean, we're in their way. I mean, hey, I'm sorry. You know, keep hating, because when you do talk, you know, people will Google us. So, you know, hey, I love it. Embrace the hate, you know.
What's your guys' definition of underground hip-hop?
underground hip hop is anything that's not mainstream, anything that's not selling out, you know what I mean, to get on somewhere. Like I respect anybody who's hustling, doing their thing. Like, to me, that's what's underground. Like, it's not necessarily a type of music or a type of sound. It's a mind state. It's more like what you're doing to get where you need to get. If you underground and you're not trying to sell out and go the big label route, then you underground. That's you getting how you live, and that's what we are.
And like I said, you know, it's getting it how you live, and underground is really, it's majority of people that are you know speaking what they're actually living. It's so much truth in it, you know. When you go into the commercial things and getting into the real mainstream industry, it's like they're selling whatever is hot, you know, whatever they feel is trending right now. Underground is kind of like the revolutionary stage where it's, well, you know, this is what we're going through. This is what it is, regardless of what's getting sold right now. We have to be true to ourselves because it's art. you know, and we lose that. The real form of art gets sold out for money, and underground is not doing that. So that's why, you know, we're in it, basically. So underground to me is just being real, being truthful, and not selling out whatever it is you're trying to sell for money. You know, be real, and that's what underground is pretty much.
Word up, word up. Now, actually being a group, you know, obviously people go solo. People, you know, tend to break up from groups and so forth. What's the fire under your guys' ass that got you guys to commit to form a group instead of going, you know, solo, especially being brothers?
Well, for me, the group thing kind of just came. It made sense. It was my brother, and we've always been in everything we've done. We've always been on the same team playing basketball, baseball, football, karate. It doesn't really, you know, matter. So when it came down to the music thing, and once I got in, I was pretty sure he was going to get involved also. And then that one magical day at the studio when the producer kind of just asked him to hop on a track, and it made sense from there. I had been working with other rap artists before, and the chemistry was there just because of the type of sound that I like to listen to. I like to make the type of music that I like to listen to. So adding a rapper and then having my brother who rapped anyway, it made perfect sense. So the fire was just in the fact that it made sense.
And yeah, I mean, it just made sense, like pretty much. I mean, we always said we're brothers first, it's family first. So I mean, over anything else, we'll always be here. So it's kind of like if they weren't talking about, you know, getting us on or whatever the case, we just wouldn't do it. This is first. So when we got the chance to actually do it, no matter how we would have fit in together, we would have fit in. If it would have been on the business side, if we would have just been writing songs together, whatever the case, it would have worked. So when it was the opportunity came about to go ahead and get on the track with my brother, of course I jumped to it, and it would never be no type of split up thing. If there was an opportunity for one of us to go solo, we would always be there, basically in the midst. Like, so if I had an album, he would still have maybe 5 tracks on it. If he had an album, I have 5 tracks on it. So even if it was any kind of separation, it would still basically be a group. But I never would see that happen and us breaking up. I mean, my mom wouldn't allow that.
Where do you guys see yourselves in the next 5 years?
Well, in the next 5 years, I see us still grinding, still getting it in as if we were new artists. Hopefully we'll be performing at the Nokia Center and just being in a position to where Rose Gold Music Group is bigger, and we're putting together our own project and signing artists as well. We want to fall back into the business side once we got our full point out and are done with the music. So we have a lot of goals that we want to get out, basically. So in 5 years, just really doing it on a big independent level and performing on a bigger stage and being comfortable and making the music that we have and not being able to sell out to do it ourselves.
For our fans that are watching at undergroundhiphopblog.com, where can we find Musically Challenged?
Musically Challenged Music, you can find us on YouTube. You can search Musically Challenged. You can find us on Reverb Nation /Musically Challenged. You can find us on Tumblr at GR Nation. You can find us on Twitter, GR_Capri and GR.
Get right, SD.
There we go. You can follow also our manager, GR Water Black, Rose Gold Music Group. You can Google us, Facebook. You can find us anywhere you need to find us. If you need the mixtape, it's on datpiv.com. Clean House is the name of the mixtape. Also, you can find the EP Music Theory 626 on iTunes. Download it. It's on CD Baby. It's on Amazon. It's on Rhapsody. It's wherever you need it. The new video, Where the Heart Is, on YouTube right now. Go check it out. Trying to get it to 1,000 views. We on the grind. We hustling as hard as we can, so help us out with the hustle.
And make sure you fucks with my peoples at undergroundhiphopblog.com. Check us out, man. They show so much love. It's real. They're representing real artists, man. We want to thank all of them for doing this interview, man. Check us out. Musically Challenged, YouTube, Tumblr, all that, man. Check us out.
Undergroundhiphopblog.com, baby.
Booyah.
Undergroundhiphopblog.com exclusive.